When you're talking and you're mean, it means there's anger down there. When you're sarcastic, sarcasm is anger. It's a form of anger. When you're tearing someone down, when you're negative, and someone says, you know, every time you talk, you're mean, you're negative, and things like that. I say, well, I don't mean it. Yes, you do. You mean it. That's you. That's you. You're negative. There's darkness down in your heart. Because out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth is speaking. And let me say this another way. A lot of us, when we go back into our past, with me, I had a lot of pain in my past that I had never dealt with. Okay, and so since I had never dealt with that pain in my past, it was coming out on Karen. And I was mean, and I was angry. And I was a nice guy if you stayed over here and you were nice to me. If you didn't threaten me, I was really nice. But when you got up into my space and you threatened my hurts, I would become violent with my mouth. There's nothing I would not say to protect myself with my mouth. And I didn't know why I was that way. But the reason I was that way is because all these hurts that I had inside of my heart. And here's the point. When you're hurt, you sound like you're hurt. You're mean. You're defensive. You hold everybody away. You're sarcastic, you're negative, whatever. And what it's showing you is, it's not showing you that you're necessarily a bad person, it's showing you that you're a wounded person. There's something not right down in here. If I'm unhealthy, if I'm vulgar, if I'm hateful, whatever it is, when it comes out, rather than saying, that's not me, I didn't mean anything by that, don't tell yourself that lie. It's a lie. What you need to say is, why am I saying that? Where does that come from? And that's the time when you sit down with the Lord, because the Holy Spirit, He knows everything, and He's our guide. Jesus said He'll lead you into all truth. That's the time that you need to sit down with the Holy Spirit in prayer and say, Holy Spirit, why do I talk like this? Why am I so sarcastic? Why am I so mean? Why do I give people the silent treatment? And why can't I be positive? You know, there are times that you see some people, they can't say a positive word. They just can't be positive. They just can't be encouraging. And you say, why am I like that? There's something wrong. And rather than blaming it on somebody else or saying that's not really me, it really is you. That's what Jesus said. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so words are revealing, is my point there. Here's another issue related to words. Some people think words are powerless. And I've said before to people in counseling, to men and women, why don't you go to your spouse and just say, I love you, encourage them, apologize to them, and here's what people will say to me. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't do anything. These are nuclear. There's no such thing as a word not doing good. Prayer helps. Praise helps. Encouragement helps. When you go to your spouse and you love them and you encourage them and you speak the truth to them and you use this mouth in a positive way, there's not one chance in a million it's not going to do any good. Words are powerful. Don't tell yourself that lie that, yeah, I would encourage them and say something good, but it wasn't doing any good. And here's the last deception that people get into. Bad words can bring good results. So this is what I believe. In other words, I'm going to cuss my spouse just needs a good cussing out. And I can get mad and throw a little fit and just say all kinds of bad things. And I tell you, my experience has been, in counseling over the years, some of the sweetest Christian people I've ever met just get so mean when they fight in marriage. And they'll just use the worst language, and they'll sit in counseling and just sweet little couple, and he'll say, yeah, she got mad at me the other day and she used all these words. The worst cuss words you can think of. And I'll look at her and she'll say, well, and little Susie Homemaker over here, got a mouth on her. And what happens is when all this anger builds up and you get mad and you spew, and I used to do that. When I get mad at Karen, I would just, let her have it with my mouth. I've never, in all the years of counseling, here's what I've never seen. I've never seen this one time. I've never seen a person come into my office and say, I've really been a rat in our marriage. I've really been terrible. And you know something? The other night, my spouse cussed me out, and it helped so much. I just saw it right in the middle of all the vulgarity and the hateful things. It's like a light came on. And I could just see, man, am I a bad person? I really need to change. Words are seeds. Those who love it will eat its fruit. Words are seeds. You can't get good fruit from bad seed. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that will he also reap. He who sows to his flesh will from the flesh reap corruption. He who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap everlasting life. When you sow good words, you get good fruit. When you sow bad words, you get bad fruit. You can't produce a good result with a bad word. So sarcasm and meanness and hatefulness and profanity, those will always damage your marriage. And you have to get to the place. In other words, before we can properly communicate, we just have to sit down and give ourselves this little pep talk and just say, hey, this thing is powerful. This is powerful. And with this, I can build a great life. God has given me the power of life and death, just like He has. The power to create, the power to bring light, the power to encourage, the power to love, the power to feed another person's spirit, the power to tell the truth and bring enlightenment and understanding. God has given me this to bring life and light into my life and other people's life. But it also has the power to destroy. You've got a powerful weapon laying right between your jaws. And you've got to wake up and say, this thing can build or destroy. I love this and I want to eat the fruit of a good mouth. And this is going to be a seed sower in my life, that when I go through my day, I'm just going to and just plant good seeds wherever I go. Plant good seeds in my children, in my wife, and in my husband, and in my friends. And wherever I go, I'm speaking good words and loving words and truthful words and words that are inconsistent with what I know is the nature of God. And what happens is you just go all day long and you use your mouth to plant those seeds, and you look back and you see a harvest of righteousness in your life.
Thank you for joining us. Partner with Marriage Today and receive the Marriage on the Rock series on CD or DVD. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Marriage Today's latest book, Happy, Happy Love, will supercharge your marriage with practical tips, wisdom, and inspiration for every stage of marriage. Visit happylovebook.com. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.